What's up, world? You're tuned back in to Jmb-Fitness channel on YouTube. You can check us out there. But today we actually got a great interview with my man Mark, aka what I like to call him, Chain Gang. Money Mark actually has a competition coming up. We kind of wanted to dig in his cranium a little bit, see where his head at, and see maybe some of his viewpoints on certain topics and certain things. So we're gonna kind of dive into Money Mark's head and dig a little information out of there. So how we doing, my man Mark?
Doing fine, Josh.
Doing good?
Yeah.
So a man actually has a competition coming up, correct? August 8th, is it?
Yes, indeed.
August 8th. So Mark's has definitely been putting in some work. I've been around him for the past few months or so, and you can definitely see the grind he's been putting in between the hard work and as far as the prepping side of it, and you know, actually the routines and the workouts. But I think the real battle is, and you could disagree or agree with me as far as the contest goes, but it's predominantly the meal prepping aspect, I believe, the meals itself.
Absolutely, it's all about nutrition, and you know what you put into it is exactly what you're going to get out of it. So it's more than just putting in the work in the gym and working out. You got to do your work outside the gym. It's what you do the other 18 hours a day you're not in the gym is what the difference is.
And I agree, Mark. I think 100%, even with mine, I think the hardest aspect of it was actually what you were putting in outside of the doors. The food is the big aspect, and I think the big demon as far as trying to overcome that aspect of it.
Absolutely.
So how is it? How right now? Where are you at, Mark? How do you feel right now? You're what, 3 days or so? 2 days out right now.
Yep.
How are you feeling right now?
Feeling very excited about this one. I feel very confident about this show, and a lot of work's been put into it, and just really feel confident that I'm gonna place, and you know, this is only gonna, you know, put me in a direction to go further to bigger and better things.
Correct. It's not a doorway, right? It's a staircase. So
it's a lifestyle.
Steps. Correct. You know,
lifestyle. This is not just a hobby for me. It's a way of life for me. You know, it's very good.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. My man's been killing it though. As you can see, he's all shredded up. I'm gonna have him doing the front double bi probably before we tune out. But my man is really he's straight shredded wheat, what I like to say. Now, Mark, so kind of what we were diving into a little bit there, as far as what's some motivation, man? Like, I think the motivation aspect, and I think that's where people kind of fall on their face at, I think, is that they mentally can't get stable and they mentally can't engage themselves. Where do you go to, put it that way?
I think that a lot of times people aren't motivated because they come into the gym and they put in the work, but you know, months down the road they see that there's no change with their physique. So they're wondering what's going on. They hit a plateau, or they're just frustrated with what's going on. So I think a lot of times, back to what we talked about before, it's about the nutrition. You know, doing the things that you're supposed to do outside the gym. I think what's very motivating is that every day when you wake up, you see your body change. That's the fuel. That's what keeps you motivated, because it's addicting. You know, you want to keep making those changes and staying consistent with your goals and staying consistent with the nutrition. You're doing all those things. You know, you're going to see change. That's what's going to keep you motivated, I think. You know, and just going out of your way at the most inconvenient times, doing the little things that others aren't willing to do to see change, is what's really motivating. Success is going to happen outside of fear. Get past that comfort zone, get past all your fears, don't create obstacles, you're going to see change.
Right. It's like what we always like to say is get comfortable being uncomfortable.
Absolutely.
Right? It's that whole motto. It's welcome to burn.
Yep.
If that bitch ain't burning, it ain't working, right?
Correct.
So it's like, it's exactly what you're saying. It's welcome, that fear, welcome, that pain, welcome. That's the only way you're going to progress, right?
Yes.
There's no progression without struggle.
Right.
Needless to say, a few different other things, Mark, I kind of wanted to ask you, right? So one big thing I always like to ask over on this channel, what's your favorite exercise, Money Mark? What's that favorite lift that you get all tingly and excited to go throw some weight around? What's that lift, Mark? What really pushes you?
Well, I like to train all body parts. There is no one favorite. You got to train everything. I would have to say there's nothing like getting under a squat rack.
Squat.
Squatting some big weight.
Okay. Okay.
It takes a different type of mental focus. When you get in there, before you even train legs, you better be mentally ready before you even get in there and begin that workout. You know, your mental strength is going to be tested right away when you're training legs. You think legs is like training arms? Absolutely not. You know, that's going to make a man out of you right there.
My man Mark, my man Chain Gang is definitely big on those legs, that foundations, right?
Guys.
He's definitely big on it. So you like the more traditional back squat type of deal? Do you like Zercher squat? What? How about as far as what do you prefer?
Well, you know what they say? They say that the squat is the king of all exercises. You know, that may be, but I believe you need to do everything to stimulate growth. There's no best exercise. You need all things. You need all exercises to stimulate.
So what? I'm gonna kind of flip the switch on you now, Mr. Chain Gang. What would be your least favorite? What do you kind of dread a little bit doing? I think everybody has that something that, you know, you might love training, you might love what you do, you know, and throw some weight around, but usually more times than not, there's always something where somebody's just like, God, why do I want to do this right now? But you do it.
You know, right now in my life, I'm happy with where I'm at, and I don't have anything that I don't like. I enjoy the whole fitness industry, and I like to do all the exercises.
So you like something even new and fresh?
I don't think there's really anything that I don't like right now.
No, okay, good.
I'll have to say burpees can be dreadful.
There you go. See, and that's probably one of the ones out there that probably get people.
Yeah, absolutely, because you know, you do 5 or 6 of those right away, your heart rate's going to be skyrocketed. But I think you know, it's a love-hate relationship. But either you like them or you don't with anything in life. But I think I've learned to like them. You just gotta push beyond that.
It's not your favorite,
no,
but it's something like you're saying.
It's effective. I'll tell you guys, it's effective. Do them after a workout. You'll feel that afterburn.
Yeah, definitely. Mark, so now you've been doing this for a little while, obviously. When I have the physique you have, if you have it, because the big thing I always say is those double P's that you must have, people. That patience and that persistence, and I think Mr. Chain Gang is definitely one of those definitions of being patient and persistent. It doesn't happen overnight. Correct?
That's right.
Rome wasn't built overnight.
Absolutely.
Every day that bitch was getting worked on.
That's right. You got to put in work every day, guys.
Who is somebody that you really look up to or idolize in this game per se? Or you know what? It doesn't even necessarily need to be in the fitness game. But who is somebody that you kind of look up to per se?
Well, I'm going to start off. How this all started with me is my father. My father was involved in softball. He's actually known as the Babe Ruth of softball, so he's well regarded. He's been a name for himself in the Hall of Fames and things like that. So he's the one that got me started in this whole fitness thing at age 15 or 16, I believe. And he built a bench downstairs in the basement and put me through a little weightlifting routine. You know, before that even started, I saw my father do the same thing. You know, he was down there lifting with the weights, and I got curious as to what he was doing, and I'm like, you know what, I wanted to do that.
There's some banging going around.
Yeah, some weights being thrown around.
Thrown around.
Yeah.
Okay.
So eventually, as time progressed, he got me into a routine, and I was excited, and you know, seeing my body change after a few weeks just by doing little things like this. And it's like, all right, well, this has got me addicted. I think I want to pursue this. And ever since that moment is when the whole fitness thing took off.
So the switch kind of got flipped there mentally
already.
So
I would say my father was the one that started this.
Okay, so he's somebody that you definitely idolize and look
Absolutely.
up to.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. That's definitely awesome. Now, one of the couple final things here I want to get into. One would be, what's one of your favorite maybe quotes or lines or something that you live by that you just think is powerful? Could be a simple word, it could be a simple tag, it could be a simple line. What is that line? What is that quote?
I'll keep it simple, guys. I just think that, don't be surprised with the results you don't see from the work you didn't do. It didn't work for you because you simply didn't put in the work. Bottom line, guys.
I like
you
that.
got to put in the work. You got to be consistent with the small things. Small things turn into big things. You know, build that foundation. You know, you can't build a strong body on a weak foundation. Put in that work, guys.
I like that one, Mark. I like that. Now, so actually, I mean, you kind of already touched base on it, but some final thoughts as far as all my Titans out there that are trying to accomplish their goals and you know, kill their dreams and make bigger things of their life. What's some type of advice would you give them?
I would say that aside from being consistent, if you have goals in life, don't just write them down and forget about them. Write them down, put them into your heart, put in the work, set short-term goals first, reach them, then set long-term goals. If you do that, chances are you'll obtain those goals, and no question, and that's going to help stick to your plan, guys. Don't set long-term goals now, you'll never reach them. Set short-term goals first. You know, being fit, for me, you know, through my actions has made me very happy, and I encourage everybody to find that drive, that fire, that mental toughness that helps, you know, keep you on your toes, keeps that drive going for you, you know.
Man, definitely,
You know,
definitely.
I
like that. I like that, Mark. Now I gotta play a little loose here, right? Probably close it off with this right here. Something I'd like to ask, especially somebody specifically like you. What's your favorite, Mark, cheat meal, per se? What's that meal that just buckles the knees and say, I can't resist? I know you're on the grind, and you bet everything's been to a T, and I know there's something that you gotta be looking forward to in this coming week.
Well, I have several favorite foods that are not currently on my diet right now. There's nothing like eating a whole pizza. You know, a greasy burger with fries is always good. Anything greasy is my thing. You know, throw a little ice cream in here and there. You got a complete meal.
I like that. Okay, yeah, you got the little dessert. You got some good protein still. Then you got the meat, and a little greasy fat. But you know, it's okay. You get a little of that juice flowing in there. Not bad, not bad. Okay, so now let's really flip the switch. And now, what's one supplement? Let's say, right, which could be anything from A to Z that you could find in your local GNC or your local vitamin shop or whatever of that nature, or anything that's near you guys. What's one thing that you say that is something you should really have in the stash?
Well, guys, I think that what's important is before any kind of workout plan or supplement is get your nutrition, get your diet in order first. If you don't get that in order, all the supplements, all the pre-workouts, everything else isn't going to work. So aside from that, first get your diet in order, and then if that's correct, then I absolutely strongly recommend a whey protein supplement and definitely a multivitamin, because we all know that most people in this day and age aren't getting the necessary nutrients to fuel their body correctly. There's just no way. I don't believe in hype, guys. I believe in hard work. Put in that work, get your diet in order, then work on the supplements after that.
And I agree, actually. Over here at Jmb-Fitness, we agree 100% with that whole ideology as far as, you know, your diet needs to be in check. And
there's no quick fixes in life. It's hard work, guys.
Correct, 100%. And if your diet's not in check, then nothing else is going to work. And everybody thinks there's a quick fix or some type of supplement to take that to make you shred, you know, 15 pounds and specifically target the gut, which everybody wants to lose their gut.
Yep.
And there's no such thing as spot reduction, first and foremost, in my opinion. And secondly, good luck with that, trying to find that and trying to replace hard work and medication.
Absolutely.
Right? Final thoughts, Mark. I'm going to kind of let you know how to get in contact with you, how to, you know, are you on Facebook, are you on Instagram, anything like that, Mark?
I am on Facebook and I am also on Instagram.
So, Mark, what's that Facebook? What's the Facebook? Where could they hit you up at?
You can find me with my full name, Mark Angelo Taccone.
Mark Angelo
For
Taccone.
both sites.
Check them out on Facebook and Instagram, guys. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take those, I'm going to hashtag them at the bottom, so you guys should just click on the link, Follow my man Mark, aka Chain Gang. Big week this week, though. It was a pleasure to having you today, Mark.
Thanks for having me.
This is actually going to be a first series in a multiple series. We're going to kind of go down a bunch of different avenues with Mark, kind of keep digging into this cranium. And, you know, until next time, though, guys, keep throwing around some baby weight and get busy in the gym. And like my man Mark said, there's nothing like hard work, baby.
That's right, guys. Work hard.
We're out.
Peace.
Deuce.